Timothy Gray, a man who thought he had everything and was on top of the world, saw his empire crumble before him. Sadly, he died alone and homeless, unaware that he had millions of dollars hidden away. His surprising death will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew, and you'll be on the edge of your seat wanting more. This is the story of the one and only Timothy Gray. Timothy was born into a life of luxury and privilege. His father, Henry Gray, was a successful businessman who made a fortune in the finance industry. His mother, Elizabeth, was a well-known socialite involved in philanthropy. Timothy had it all, attending the top schools, having access to the best resources, and growing up in opulence. As a child, Timothy was curious and ambitious. He was always eager to learn and took a particular interest in his father's business. He would often accompany his father to the office and observe him during meetings. Recognizing his son's curiosity, Timothy's father began teaching him about the finance industry. By the time Timothy was a teenager, he had a deep understanding of the stock market and even started making small investments on his own. Entering his teenage years, Timothy's sense of entitlement grew. He was used to getting what he wanted and expected the same treatment from others. He became arrogant and dismissive of those who didn't share his privileged background. His grades slipped, and he frequently faced disciplinary action. Despite his flaws, Timothy's father saw potential in him and believed he could become a successful businessman. To instill discipline and humility in Timothy, his father sent him to a boarding school. Timothy's attitude started to change when he was around students from various backgrounds. He realized there was more to life than wealth and privilege. He started working hard, excelling academically, and engaging in extracurricular activities. He even made a few close friends. After graduating from boarding school, Timothy decided to study business at a prestigious university. He worked diligently and graduated with honors. Impressed with his progress, his father offered him a job at his company, which Timothy accepted. He quickly made a name for himself in the finance industry, known for a sharp mind and business acumen. While Timothy experienced success in his career, he still struggled with negative character traits. He had difficulty building and maintaining relationships, and often displayed arrogance and dismissiveness towards others. He also felt guilty about his privileged upbringing and was determined to use his success to make a positive difference in the life of others. He made anonymous donations to charities, but always felt it wasn't enough. With his youth, intelligence, and business acumen, Timothy Gray rapidly climbed the ranks of his father's company. In his 20s, he became one of the youngest executives, earning wealth and fame. His name regularly appeared in financial news, and he was a sought-after bachelor in high society. Despite seemingly having it all, youth, intelligence, privilege, and a promising career, Timothy realized that these things didn't guarantee happiness or fulfillment. Timothy's personal life took a turn for the worse. It all started when a scandal erupted, accusing him of insider trading. He was alleged to have used his position for an unfair advantage in the stock market and faced charges of fraud. Although he was eventually cleared of the accusations, the damage to his reputation had already been done. The scandal had a devastating impact on his company. The stock price plummeted, and the company faced financial turmoil. Despite Timothy's efforts to turn things around, the company eventually went bankrupt. He lost everything he had worked so hard for. To pay off his debts, he had to sell off his properties and assets. It was a crushing blow, and Timothy found himself with nothing, having to start from scratch. Finding employment became a struggle, and he was eventually forced to accept a low-paying job. As the years passed, Timothy's wealth continued to diminish, and he fell into poverty. He lost his home, his car, everything. Timothy's fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of how success can be fleeting and the importance of humility, empathy, and a sense of purpose in life. It was a stark contrast to the life of luxury he had once known. During his homeless days, Timothy faced unimaginable challenges. Survival became a daily struggle, relying on shelters and soup kitchens for sustenance. Sleeping on the streets exposed to the elements became his unfortunate reality. He moved from place to place, always on the go, avoiding interaction with others due to the fear of rejection and ridicule. His situation filled him with shame and a deep sense of hopelessness. However, despite the hardships, Timothy never lost his resilience and determination to survive. He would tirelessly search for odd jobs, doing whatever it took to earn enough money for a meal or a place to sleep for the night. Reflecting on his past and the choices that led him to his current circumstances became a frequent activity. Regret and remorse filled his thoughts, particularly for the way he had treated others and the life he had lived. In the final days, a local charity worker discovered Timothy and assisted him in getting medical attention. He was taken to the hospital, but sadly, it was too late. Timothy passed away alone, without any family or friends by his side. The news of his death came as a shock to many, who struggled to reconcile the image of the once successful businessman with the reality of his last years spent homeless, fighting for survival. Timothy's tragic death serves as a poignant reminder of the harsh realities faced by those experiencing homelessness and the significance of extending a helping hand to those in need. But do you know what's surprising? Timothy had a secret that would completely change everything. It turned out that he had a trust fund set up by his father worth a staggering $300 million. But here's the twist. Timothy had no idea it even existed. The trust fund was supposed to be revealed to him only after his father's death. Unfortunately, his father passed away before he could disclose it to Timothy. Timothy was completely unaware that a third party had been in charge of managing and investing the money all that time. Can you imagine the shock that came with that revelation? Everyone who knew him, including family and friends, had no clue about the trust fund. People were left wondering how someone like Timothy, who had once been a successful businessman, could have fallen so far. Some speculated that the stress from the insider trading scandal, which damaged his reputation and led to the downfall of his company, had taken a toll on him. Others believed that his arrogance and dismissive behavior towards others contributed to his downfall. The news of the trust fund sent the media into a frenzy. Journalists and commentators couldn't help but speculate about what could have been if Timothy had known about the trust fund earlier. Some criticized the way the trust fund had been handled, pointing out that it could have been used to assist Timothy during his difficult times. Others questioned whether the trust fund could have prevented his descent into homelessness. In the midst of all this chaos, Timothy's family, still reeling from the shock, made a decision. They decided to use the trust fund to establish a foundation in Timothy's memory. The foundation's purpose was to help those in need and support the causes that Timothy deeply cared about. It was a way for them to honor his memory and make a positive impact with the immense wealth that had been unknown to Timothy throughout his life. You know, Timothy's legacy lives on through the foundation established in his name. The foundation is focused on providing assistance to the homeless and those facing poverty, aiming to prevent others from experiencing the same struggles that Timothy did. It's truly remarkable how the good work of the foundation continues to carry forward Timothy's memory. Timothy's life, however, serves as a cautionary tale, especially for new entrepreneurs. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of humility, empathy, and having a sense of purpose. His rise to success was impressive, but his downfall was just as swift. Having wealth, power, and fame, he let it all go to his head. Arrogance and dismissiveness towards others ultimately led to his undoing. He couldn't maintain relationships, and his guilt over his privileged upbringing constantly haunted him. There's a lot that new entrepreneurs can learn from Timothy's mistakes. They need to understand that true success goes beyond accumulating wealth and power. It's about using those resources to make a positive difference in the world. Being responsible and compassionate members of society is crucial. Transparency, communication, and building trust with others are also vital lessons from Timothy's life. Building and maintaining relationships are essential, both in the workplace and in personal life. It's important to remember that wealth and success don't automatically bring happiness or fulfillment. Timothy's downfall serves as a reminder of life's fragility and the importance of appreciating the opportunities we have while they're still available to us. It reminds us to make the most of what life offers. Speaking of taking advantage of opportunities, there's a fascinating story about Bill Gates. He once offered a journalist a blank check on a live show, but she turned it down. Can you believe that? Gates responded by saying that taking every opportunity that life gives you is how he became a millionaire. He would have taken that blank check without hesitation. It's a great example of seizing opportunities, just like Timothy's life teaches us. All in all, Timothy's story teaches us valuable lessons about success, humility, empathy, and making a positive impact. It's a reminder to appreciate what we have and to use our resources responsibly. Life is unpredictable, and we should make the most of the opportunities that come our way. So how are you going to seize the day? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to Bistory for more interesting videos. I'll see you in the next one.